Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Tabansu, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and we see them. And today we have a hell of a show in store for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Now, as you guys know, the Olympics is currently underway, and there are a bunch of NBA players that are currently playing in the Olympics, and it's exciting to a certain extent. If you're really, really into basketball, then you're really going to be following these games. Or if you talk about basketball, then most likely you'll be following these games. So for those of us who've been following the games, there are various conversations that are taking place around it. But during those, I think, 5 exhibition games that the USA competed in, there was this kind of conversation going around NBA circles, which was, are some of these players on this current USA roster, based on the way that they were performing, like for LeBron James, for example, are they the best players in the NBA based on their performance versus other players like Giannis and others who are playing for their respective teams, represent their respective countries? So there's kind of been this conversation of whether or not, well, is LeBron the best player in the world? Is KD a top 5 player in the world based on how they've been playing? Now, one of the biggest LeBron James supporters in media, Chris Broussard, was on The Odd Couple, one of his shows that he does, and a caller called in, right? And initially the caller was talking about the 2012 versus 92 Dream Team, and they were having this back and forth, this long drawn out basketball conversation, which was really, really interesting to listen to. I suggest you guys go check it out if you haven't seen that show. I think they dropped it just within the last 24 hours. So they get towards the tail end of the conversation where they were talking about, well, based on what you're seeing right now, who do you think is the best player in the world? And this caller, based on how he was talking and some of the things that he was saying, I could kind of sense that he was a LeBron fan. I could feel like, the way this guy's talking, this seems like things like I could tell he was gearing up to go where he was about to go, because that's how LeBron fans usually do it. And then he gets to the point where he goes, man, based on what I'm seeing right now, LeBron James is looking like the best player in the world to me. And then Chris Broussard almost lost his cool with this guy. And Chris Broussard, might I add, is a LeBron guy. He's a LeBron guy. He has LeBron as the second greatest player of all time. He's a LeBron guy. He said he loves LeBron. He's a LeBron guy. But even Chris Broussard was starting to get a little bit irritated with what the caller was saying. So for those of you who didn't hear this exchange, I want to play it for you now. And I want to come back and react to this back and forth with Chris Broussard and this caller. Take a listen to that there.
We're going to ask you this because we've been debating this. Who is the best player in the world right now? Right now, today? Not LeBron at 32 now.
Right now. I mean, we're watching these Olympics right now. And when I'm watching these international games, Jokic is over there, right? He's supposed to be the best player in the world. I'm going to be real with you. LeBron has looked like the best player in the world, and his teammates agree.
But here's the problem.
Thank you, Cuff.
LeBron
Thank you,
can
Cuff.
be...
Thank you, Cuff. You just
Cuff.
validated a whole hour and a half of radio back and forth between me and Chris.
Ain't the authority on this. I'm just humoring it. Cuff. No, I'm just saying. But hold on, Cuff.
I'm just some dude,
Cuff,
man.
And I'm not just talking about in a 6-game Olympic tournament. LeBron has looked like the best player in Team USA and the world. That's fine right now. But he can do that over 6 games where you're playing 25 minutes a night. You got great help, so your team doesn't lose the lead when you go to the bench. And it's different. You're getting rest, no back-to-backs. He ain't the best player in the NBA season anymore, and that's no slight on LeBron. I love LeBron. But he got Anthony Davis, and they're not a huge, top-tier contender right now. So we can't say he's the best. Huh?
They're the best duo in the world. They're showing you everybody that right now.
Man, come on. Stop. I mean, I know you're going to say LeBron is the best at every single thing.
Nah,
but
Rob
come on.
Wake up.
He ain't the best player in the world right now.
Okay.
This tournament is not the measure of the best player in the world.
In first, he's not. But I would say Jokic is the overall best player in the world. Jokic is.
Sean, anything to say?
Yeah,
Sean,
I told
you just validated.
Cuff, the discussion was this. I don't think there is a consensus number 1 player in the world right now. I think it's up for grabs.
Because some nights it's Giannis. Even though I think his game is ugly aesthetically, some nights it's
right. He don't have the skill.
It's Luka.
Can he be the best?
So you heard the conversation, right? You could hear Chris Broussard slowly becoming annoyed by what the caller was saying. what are my thoughts on this? I think that it is silly to decide who the best player is in Olympics competition, especially to say that, oh, whoever's playing the best right now on Team USA is the best player in the world, given the fact that that is the deepest team we have going into play in the entire tournament. It's the deepest team by far. It's the team with the most all NBA players by far, which means that it's the easiest team for you to play on because less is required of you. It's hell. I remember the 2008 team where Kobe was leading the league in scoring, and he got on that team. He was like, you know what? I'm just going to play defense. I'm just going to be the defensive stopper on this team. Y'all can handle the scoring. And I think Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, and those guys were the ones carrying the scoring load. Kobe was like, I just play defense. I'll just play defense. Like he had the luxury of just deciding to play defense. So no one can really take you seriously if you're beginning to say, well, based off of these exhibition games, these are the best players. The best player in the world is decided in the NBA, right? It's not decided when you're playing on a team full of 12 all-stars or 12 all-NBA players, and then you're like, well, I'm the best player. No, it's not. Because the fact of the matter is the best players in the world, the top players in the world are not playing on the USA team. Some of them are, for sure, but not all of them. Now, who are the best players in the world in my view? I think you have at the top of the list, you have Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic is the best player. Like, let's just stop the nonsense, man. I was listening to him in the conversation he was having with the person who was hosting the show. We're talking about he watches Nikola Jokic and he's not sure he's looking at the best player in the world. I'm like, I don't know what the hell you're looking at. I don't know what the hell you're looking. When I look at Nikola Jokic play basketball, you are in amazement. I mean, the level of skill is just unparalleled. One could make an argument he's the most skilled player in all of basketball. Really. And he's a unique player in the sense that he's a pass-first guy, but he has this thing where he has a switch, a mental switch that he can hit, where he can turn into this offensive juggernaut. Quite literally. And to the point where you just cannot stop him. And he has a motor, which is something people don't pay attention to. Nikola Jokic has a motor. This guy can run up and down the court all game long and just be tearing dudes apart. So to me, when I watch him play, to me, he is clearly the best in the world. Like, he's incredibly good. Like, the guy is really, 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 really good. Really, 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 really good. So you have Nikola Jokic. You have the Giannis's of the world. Giannis is still there. You have Luka Doncic. He's still there. And then now you start bringing in other guys. You may talk of, I don't know, and this is players that are coming to the top of my players I remember right now. You can have the Anthony Edwards, of course. You have him there. You have the Anthony Davises. You have the Jason Tatums. You have the John Morants. When he gets back, they're going to be good. And then you have the LeBrons and all of those guys. But in terms of, the Joel Embiids, of course, when he's healthy, you have those guys as well. But in terms of when they're healthy, the best four players in the world are easily, unquestionably, Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, Luka Doncic, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Those are the four best. And then you can start working your way down the list. Some people will say Anthony Edwards or whomever else it is. LeBron is in the mix, but the best player in the world. And then he took it a step further. He goes, well, they're the best tandem in the world. Are they really? Are they better than Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray? Are they? Of course not. Like, of course not. But you can see that after a while, even Chris Broussard, who I have to reiterate the point again, is a LeBron guy. He's a LeBron guy, but he just had to say, bro, like, this is ridiculous. Like, stop. Like, enough is enough. So these are my thoughts on it. What I want to know from you guys, what do you think about what Chris Broussard had to say to this caller? And number two, who do you think is the best player in the NBA today? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section, and we'll catch you guys on the next show. Peace.